And as the season has come to an end, I've looked back on many things, but especially the rookie classes of certain teams. With that said, I've decided to go back and regrade each team's draft picks of the 2018 draft, but based off of the rookie performances they had. Basically, I'm going to go off of the Bleacher Report draft grades and change accordingly where I see fit. However, for certain teams who did not draft anyone significant, I'm not going to regrade their draft picks, just so this video isn't like 40 minutes long. I may be a bit biased being an avid Knicks fan, but I'm going to try and keep it as unbiased as possible. So let's hop right into it. The Phoenix Suns. So the Suns ended up picking up DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and Elio Kobo. This season, Ayton has averaged 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. However, it's been pretty quiet and no one's been mentioning his name for Rookie of the Year. Although these stats are amazing, not being considered for Rookie of the Year as the number 1 overall pick is kinda scary, but he hasn't been a bust whatsoever. The other big rookie for the Suns was Mikal Bridges, who got off to a miserable start of the year, but picked it up towards the end as he received an increased role with many players on the Suns getting hurt. These players were both good coming out of the draft, but they did not exceed expectations nor disappoint anyone, so that's why I have them keeping their grade of an A-. The New York Knickerbockers. As a Knicks fan, I've been following every move that they have made, and I feel like their draft class is one of the best in the entire NBA. First, the Knicks snagged Kevin Knox at the 9th pick, who showed flashes of greatness through winning Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month, but was also very inconsistent at times. Many people forget that Kevin is only 19 and is actually the 3rd youngest player in the entire NBA, playing in the bright lights of New York. He's only improving and has shown serious potential of being a Paul George-esque player. Now, the next Knicks draft pick was the biggest steal in the entire draft in Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell did not play in college, which led him to fall all the way down to the 36th pick. Mitch has incredible length and is a menace in the paint. Once the Knicks bought out Enes Kanter, Mitchell saw an increased role and averaged 11 points, 11 boards, and 2.5 blocks per game. As a rookie, this is incredible, and the Knicks found themselves the second best center in the draft with the 36th overall pick. The draft class at the time got a B-, but I've decided to give them an A+. Good job, Steve Mills and Scott Perry. The Sacramento Kings. The Kings only had 1 pick in the entire draft, but they used it to draft Marvin Bagley with the 2nd overall pick. Marvin was known coming into the draft as more of a raw prospect who did not have true basketball skills to score and relied more on his size and athleticism. In his first year, he surprisingly averaged 15 points and 8 rebounds coming off of the bench. I see the Kings trying to compete for a championship in 2 years or so, and Marvin's development fits this timeline perfectly. If he can work on his offensive skill set and touch up on his defensive skills as well, he can be one of the best power forwards in the NBA for years to come. To pair Marvin Bagley up with De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, Kings are in a great spot for the future. The Kings were originally given a B-, but I'm actually moving that up to a B+. The only reason I'm not giving them an A is because they had the opportunity to draft Luka, but they passed on it. The Dallas Mavericks. This may be the easiest one yet. Luka Doncic is the future of the NBA. He is going to be Rookie of the Year this season, and I have no doubt about that. And he's literally putting up all-star numbers as only a 19-year-old. He is averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, which is already right now better than Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. The Mavs gave up a top 5 protected pick in this year's draft in the trade, but they would do that any day to grab a talent like Luka. Not even to mention they got a great backup point guard in Jalen Brunson in the 2nd round. The Mavs got an A for these picks, however I'm giving them an A++. Drop the mic. The Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies ended up with Jaren Jackson, who fit their team perfectly at the time though. Jaren Jackson showed incredible promise in the Summer League, where he dropped multiple 30-point games, but slowed down a bit coming into the season. He averaged 14 points and 5 rebounds throughout the season, but missed most games after the All-Star break due to an injury. He is only 19 and the 2nd youngest player in the NBA, so averaging these numbers at this point, the Grizzlies should be happy about it. He did play well when he did play, but for the 4th overall pick, I would say he was pretty average. Going forward, he will be pretty good because his ability to hit outside shots will benefit him greatly in this new age of the NBA. The Grizzlies received a B+ for this pick, and I'm keeping it at a B+ because I feel like that's what they deserve. And Jaren Jackson's good, but he's not an A-level player yet. The Atlanta Hawks. I absolutely love the Hawks draft class. Trae Young brought life to this Hawks team after the All-Star break and showed he should be an All-Star next season. This man was averaging 25 points and 9 assists per game during that span. I could go on and on about Trae Young and his game, but this video would be way too long. Next, I really do like Kevin Huerter's game, even though he only averaged 9 points per game. When I watch Kevin Huerter, I feel like he has the potential of Klay Thompson, but without the defense. This may be a bit bold, but he has shown many flashes of him dominating games with his shooting, and I feel like this will only continue with more experience. They also got Omari Spellman, who will be a good player for them coming off of the bench for years to come. The Hawks actually received a B- at this time, but I'm actually going to give them an A++ for this incredible draft class. The Orlando Magic. Straight up, I think Bamba was the worst pick in the entire NBA draft. You have Vucevic. Why are you drafting Bamba? Vucevic turned out to be an all-star, and Bamba basically hid behind him for most of the season before getting hurt. I don't know if the Magic have a secret plan that I don't know about, but for now I'm changing this grade from an A to a D. I really hope there's something I don't know. Maybe they can trade him for a lot of value that somehow I'm just not getting, but for now I am not a fan of this pick. The Chicago Bulls. The Bulls drafted another big man in Wendell Carter Jr. to pair with Markkanen in their front court. Wendell Carter has been hurt for half of the season, but when he did play, he averaged 10 points and 7 boards. This is a decent pick all around because you know what you're getting with Wendell. He's going to be average at most everything and going to be a solid big man in the years to come. This is what the Bulls need, and now if he can stay healthy, they will be good. However, since Wendell Carter Jr. cannot stay healthy and was actually hurt for almost half the year, I'm going to change the grade of the Bulls from a B down to a B-. This is the pick I see as a safe route, but his durability has now become a concern, and that's an issue. Cleveland Cavs. Colin Sexton may be the most underrated rookie in this entire draft class. He averaged 17 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists while playing in all 82 games this season. This man has a relentless motor and grinds every single day to get better. He's a great defender, and once he touches up his shot a little bit, he will be much better. I don't think he will ever be an all-star, but he definitely will be a top 40 player at some point in his career. His PER, or player efficiency rating, is pretty poor as well. Hopefully this will improve once he gets better and his shot gets him better and he's more used to the NBA and stuff, but for now it's a little bit of an issue. The Cavs were given a B at the time, however I am going to move up this pick to a B+. Finally, the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers had 2 lottery picks and took Shai Gilgeous-Alexander along with Jerome Robinson. Shai has been a huge bright spot for the Clippers. He has only gotten better as the year has gone on, and in his final 10 games he was averaging 15 points and 5 assists per game. The thing is, the Clippers aren't just playing all their young guys right now. They're actually competing and are the 8th seed, so this shows that he's actually been improving. The only knock on his game is he's been extremely inconsistent throughout the season, but honestly, most rookies are. Now for Jerome Robinson, he has been a disappointment, only averaging 3 points per game. That's about it. The Clippers received a C right after the draft, but I will actually give them a B- because I believe Shai has been much better than expected, but they really missed on Jerome Robinson. So those are all the grades I gave the NBA rookie classes of 2018. Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong on any of these. Tell me if you think any team should have been higher or lower. Also, tell me if you disagree with any of my player comparisons, if you think that, I don't know, Trae Young won't be good in the future. He was only good because he had the opportunity in Atlanta with no one else really with the ball. So yeah, that's it. I'm out, and peace!